Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. In today's video, we're looking at another mining ship. This one is being very well thought out with a bunch of defense and other little bits and bobs to make it look very impressive. And it's called the XVI Metis, which is this lovely thing over here. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly, it's an odd word, but you'll see it in just a moment. But this mining ship has got 4 drills to mine through an asteroid, we've got an assault cannon on top for a bit of protection, and we even have a landing gear system right below the ship. We also come over to tab number 1 and press number 3. We get some wheels that deploy all the way down that allows you to safely land onto the ground without damaging anything below the ship. Bring them all the way back up, there we go. Up to here, pressing F10, finding this in the spawn menu. The Metis is, there we go, there's the spelling, is 805 small blocks, using the Wasteland, Heavy Industry, Decorative Block number 1, Automatons, Warfare 2, and Sparks of the Future DLC packs. We've got all the important information about it, such as its full-on building component list, and a lot of other useful information. So giving this thing a thumbs up, move around towards the very front, we'll have a cool look around the outside, then we'll go and test it out against this weird asteroid that I found that has a massive hole missing out of it. And I think that'll be that. So at the very front for the XVI, this is what we get. Right in the very middle, where I'm sitting, we've got an industrial cockpit to drive this thing around. Surrounding all of that, we've got some fantastic use of our neon tubes, where as you can see at the front here, we do have an LCD screen attached onto that neon tube to tell you the controls for how to drive this ship around. To the left and right of that, we've got some columns with some spotlights to light up the darkness. Then below the cockpit, we can see an ore detector to, well, find all the precious resources you need to mine up. Pulling away from there, we can see our 4 drills that should prove very useful when drilling through an asteroid. Then right in between them, we can see hydrogen thrusters, which is the only form of thrusters that appear on this ship. If we were to move around onto the side that has the sunlight on there, we see how it's been covered up by some steel blocks, some barred window blocks, some beam blocks, and a few window blocks, which is very nice stuff. Above there, we can see a wheel suspension with a few wheels for some decoration. And onto this side, there's one of our wasteland spotlights. There's some great use for our rounded steel blocks. There's an interior light where right behind there we can see a bunch of hydrogen tanks to store up all of our fuel. And moving along there, there's some hydrogen thrusters for our left and right. Then moving along towards the very back there, like the front, we can see how that thruster's been covered up by a bunch of beam blocks, steel blocks, and a few other bits and bobs. Moving around towards the very back of the thing, we got another industrial light to light up the darkness, and then 3 hydrogen thrusters that should give us some respectable speed once we're all full up. In between them, on the left hand side, we got our timer block, then on the right hand side, we then got our event controller. Moving all the way up and looking down this thing, we then see our beacon, our antenna, the great use of our letter block spelling the XVI. We can see some more interior lights, we can see how the top of our hydrogen tanks been covered up by some beam blocks. Then over here in the middle, we then got our cargo container with an access panel on top for you to open up all fancily to access the inside. Over there is our assault cannon turret, we can see another antenna right next to it. Then towards the front there is our industrial cockpit. If we were to move all the way down on this thing, past all of our drills, putting my light on, here we go. So down to here, there's one of our magnetic plates, we see some more great use for our columns, there's the bottom of our hydrogen tanks, there's another connection point if you need it. Over to here, now we'll have to grab hold of my character out of the cockpit, down below here, hiding that for the moment. Now we can open up this, and it'll reveal to us our gyroscopes and a few batteries in case we need to repair that up. There we go, we can't actually go inside there because that is a solid block. So up to there, can't really force the character up. But there we go, that's some very nice stuff to actually look inside with. So back in the cockpit, back in the free camera, putting my light on once again. Moving towards the back there, there's our thrusters, and there's the glow of our interior light at the very back. And there we go, that's the outside, the XVI Metis. And it's got a lot of fancy stuff going on with it, and a lot of stuff that's been used for decorative features, and should prove very well in survival mode. Before we actually get drilling, what I'm going to do is come into the control panel and find all of our cargo containers. So in here, we see we've got 2 large ones, which should be good enough to collect up all the stuff you need. So grab and hold my character, bring up the HUD, these are the only controls we get. First of all, let's go and turn this around towards the asteroid, there we go. Pressing number 1, it's going to be for your drills. Pressing number 2, that's manual control over your assault cannon. Number 3 is then for your landing legs at the bottom there, like we saw at the very start. Number 4 is for your batteries to auto recharge. Number 5 to your hydrogen tanks to stop power on and off. Number 6 is then for your oxygen tanks to stop power on and off. 7 and 8 is for your antenna. Number 9 is for your beacon. And that's about it. So now what we're going to do is not do a thruster test, but instead come up to this asteroid. And then we're going to mine away in this little hole that I found. So moving all the way up to it, being very careful of that little rock there, which is a lot bigger than I thought it was. I thought it was one of those tiny little things that usually catch you out and blow up the whole ship. Now we come all the way down to here. And we can start to mine up this lovely flat surface. So in third person view going forwards, let's see if we can actually go all the way through. I have a feeling that turret's going to actually stop this from happening, but still it's perfectly fine for a surface miner if that's the case. So here we go, we're now approaching the turret on top, and it looks like it might be fine, but no, it is not. That looks like it's about as far as we can go. So now all we got to do is reverse this thing out, and that's still good enough at the end of the day. So this thing is a surface miner, can't go all the way through, unless of course you slap on a few more drills at the top there to account for that turret. So what I'm going to do is now just drill along this asteroid, fill up all the cargo containers, then we're going to come back and see how it handles after that. And here we go, I've now filled it up completely, just moving out of this little hole, being very careful with that little rock, there it is. And into this, and hiding up all the empty. So in the industrial cockpit we've got 2.7k, in the connector we've got 3.1, in each of the drills we've got about 9k, which is always good stuff. And then in the large cargo containers we've got 42, which is, well, still bloody good stuff for a surface miner. That's going to collect up everything you need in a very short amount of time, and should prove very useful in survival mode. How does it handle when it's all full up? So as you can see as we're moving around here, it's not the fastest thing in the world, it's still certainly not bad. It's got a nice bit of speed behind it, and while slowing down you do have to make sure you've got plenty of space between you and where you want to stop, in case you slam straight into it. Moving left, and moving right, that's generally what I expected from the ship when it was full up. Very, very slow with that. Moving down, again, very slow. And then moving up, once again, very slow. So all the speeds behind it and slowing down, which is, well, what you want from a mining ship. But as for that, that's pretty much it for the XVI Metis. It's a lovely mining ship with a fantastic design. It's got nice big protection on there, a lot of little stuff for you to fiddle around with to give it a bit more life compared to other ships. And I suppose what I'm going to do is now slam it into the asteroid that we're just mining and see how it crumples. So aiming straight towards it, third person view, hiding the HUD. Hopefully we actually clip into it, or we just might go straight past it. But there we go, there's the rock. And not too much happened. That's very odd. We simply lost 3 drills and nothing else got damaged. Very good stuff in case you do accidentally slam into something. But yes, as for that, that's pretty much it for this ship. There'll be a link to its description below to which to download and play around with yourself. I'd recommend you do. And I'll be back with another video some point soon. Bye bye.